Karama End dropped a €10 super saying thank you. Hey, love the stream. Shadowlands seemed like a devastating blow to player trust in Blizz. I quit WoW 2 until 925. Can't they just say it was all a vision of N'Zoth? I wish. I wish. But they've done it, haven't they? They can't not do it. They can't undo it. That's the issue. I mean, there still are weird things, like the Gift of N'Zoth. What the fuck's happened with that? You know? The Gift of N'Zoth is still in people's characters. And Blizzard have not acknowledged it whatsoever. Like, does that imply they still have something up their sleeve there? Do they have a plan? So we've got a super here from Zero who said, the best way they can do is put a dungeon where the Devourers destroy everything in the Shadowlands is like it was before, before like anybody actually ordered the Shadowlands. That would be interesting to do, but then the problem is all the characters that we met there would all just be gone. They'd all be dead. And then that would feel bad. But then, what that would do is it would say that, okay, if you did give Shadowlands a fair shake of the stick, then fuck you. We've just deleted all that you gave a shit about. So it's that tricky thing where it's like, you can't really put it back in the bottle. There's no way to do it without pissing somebody off, and maybe it's just like leaving it as is and just saying, okay, you know what, we're not going to go there again, we're not going to talk about that again, let's just leave it. Maybe that's just the only option that they feel they realistically have. Sean Ryle dropped a super saying, another question, what do you think the RP potential is for role-playing Drakthir? It's decently prescribed, because canonically you are from one of those 5 little sort of crashes. And I suppose if you join Alliance or Horde, you're from one of those. So I think it's more that has to be the basis of a character for RP. But beyond that, I mean, you got the Visage forms and all that, so I'm sure the RPers will find a reason or find somewhere where they can fit in. Dark Soul 9669 said, any plans to cover Exoprimal and the recent Capcom? They've been been doing great stuff. Resident Evil 8, Dragon's Dogma 2. People are so excited for that. Exoprimal looking like pure video game. I will have to check it all out, to be honest. I'm kind of like behind, so I'll have to check that out. But like Capcom, they've been putting out straight bangers for such a long time now. It's insane. And they don't really, I mean, I know they engaged with bullshit with Street Fighter in the past, but they straight up have just been pumping out bangers and they've not been full of bullshit. It's like almost shocking, you know, in modern gaming. Vampire Bat, if you die in Shadowlands, you die in real life. Oh boy, well that'd be me gone. Well, that's the weird thing though. You do truly die in the Shadowlands if you get destroyed and just turned into fertilizer, right? So then it's just like, what does death mean? It's like, oh, what, do we all just eventually end up like Arthas and just get, you know, turned into dust and float away? It's like, there's no way for that to feel really good. Caligula dropped a $10 super saying, there will always be a tendency to make design decisions like that because they're required by law to do their best for shareholders. Their games are forever a wait and see. You know, I don't think they do it like that, to be honest. And like, I think the best way, you know, look, wait and see is humongous in FF14, yet it still has a tremendously satisfying narrative. So it's less to do with wait and see, and it's far more to do with doing that really stupidly. You want to do it deftly. And the way that they did it in Shadowlands, where Zoval's just like, but what about the next villain? As he turns back into a robot. Like, that's the most just, here it is, by the way, there's a thing coming later. We're gone. That's like the least satisfying way to do that for your player base. Mr. Blighthound dropped a super. Do you think maybe the pre-patch could be the Infinite Dragonflight trying to go to the Shadowlands? So the dragons close all Azeroth ties to it. So it's not that, because there are infinites trying to do something with Nozdormu. They're trying to do something in Uldaman, so they have a plot there. We might actually check that out later on the stream. And we got a $5 from Joe who said, the whispers that corrupt Nozdormu have to come from somewhere. Why not our gift? Very blizz to have us cause the issue inadvertently. See, interesting. Like, the old wisdom was always that, like, seeing his own death drove him mad. I don't know. Because there is another thing, too, and that's Sidormi. And the vision of time. No, it's Zorodormi. Let me find it. Yeah. Oh wow, this is an old WoW Insider, so it's like technically on Engadget now. Is there a link to the video? So basically what happens is Zorodormi gets killed. Where is the cinematic? Oh my god. What? Where's the video? There's a preview, but it's gone. Anyway, look, point is, Kairos is seen behind his Nozdormu's consort as she dies. Which makes us think, because, like, you know, Kairos and his group, they actually, like, literally work with the Infinites. So, okay, yeah, so seeing his own death drove him a bit mad, but the old gods whispered and manipulated him after that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, there's a few ways that this all could happen. Yeah, so... Okay, let's just do this lore segment now, because I wanted to do this anyway. I'll just bring up the Wowhead article, because I don't think we're going to actually get to do the dungeon ourselves today. But let me find the narrative stuff. Now, is this the... Nope. Yeah, it's like a little bit of narrative. It's the final boss, who's called Chromo Lord Deus. And he is stealing a very powerful item. What? Do you ever get that where you're like, there's an article on Wowhead and you know it's there? Where is the damn thing? Because this is interesting. This will make for a really good segment. On the time skip, I also want to do a little segment on that. That'll be fun. But the old gods are dead. How do the whispers drive him mad? Yes, I suppose that's kind of already been slowly happening. Oh, yeah, there it is. Right. So let's talk about the pre-patch. Let's talk about the narrative. This could all be quite interesting. So there's a dungeon. It's called Uldaman, Legacy of Tyr. And I think if I go to our friend Laced, he maybe has done a video on Uldaman. Ah, he's got the other one, but not Uldaman. Anyway, right? Uldaman gets to be a dungeon, like a revamped, like a new wing of it. Okay, so that's going to be really cool. After the fourth boss of the dungeon, Emberon, we are surprised by an infinite dragon invasion led by Chronoloord Deus. He is seeking a disc held within Tyr's chamber in the dungeon, and we are forced to clear through waves of infinite dragon grunts while attempting to reach Deus, who mentions it contains a secret to the dragon aspects regaining their power. But we are too late. He succeeds in destroying the disc. He's then able to escape, stunning the party and fleeing through a time portal while gloating. So there's something in there that's extremely powerful, right? What do we have here? Alexstrasza's lapdogs. I'll have to deny your queen, your prize. The disc you seek will be mine. The disc may hold the secret to the aspects regaining their power, and we cannot allow that to happen. So that's kind of interesting, because they do get like a little bit of power back during Disc of Norganon. I don't think so. They do get some power back in BFA, right, in the 8.2 questline. But anyway, now the disc is lost to time, just as you're about to be. Your efforts are impressive, but in vain. The timelines are converging. There will only be one aspect, and Morzond shall be infinite. Now, this is, I think in our last stream I brought up this line that WoW would have caught here. This is from the End Time Dungeon, right? So Morzond's final words when you defeat him are, "You know not what you have done, Amenthul, what I have seen." So, Amenthul clearly, like, he's the Time Titan. Can he not see all the shit, right? Does he not know what's going to happen? There's been lots of things that are, the Blizzard have been trying to do. They just kind of set up that, maybe Amenthul's not all to be trusted, or, maybe these Titans, they're your friends as long as what you're doing fits their conception of order. And I think that's basically what they've, what Blizzard have been trying to set up. Because the guys we fight in this expansion, the Primalists, they are anti-Titan, right? So they don't like any of this Titan shit. They think it was a massive mistake for Alex Strazu and co. to basically sign up with the Titan Watchers, become empowered, all that stuff, right? They feel like they're just kind of lapdogs to the Titans. So when Nozdormu sees Morzond die, "Alas, has come to pass the moment of my demise. The loop is closed. My future self will cause no more harm." I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It depends. Timelines are weird. Still, in time, I will fall to madness, and you heroes will vanquish me. The cycle will repeat, and so it goes. What matters is Azeroth did not fall. We survived to fight another day. He turns away from where Morzond died. He looks at the hourglass of time. All that matters is this moment. So, what's weird then is like, if this expansion is when Nozdormu turns into Morzond, and we defeat Morzond, how does that make sense? Given that he's there in End Time. Right? Now that's what makes all this kind of complicated. It could be a timeline splitting thing. They're called the Infinite Dragonflight after all. Or is it one Infinite Dragonflight across all timelines in the same way that there's one Legion across all timelines because literally Afrasiabi couldn't keep his fucking lore straight in WoD and Legion. So, yeah, what do we make of that? I mean, we can defeat him without killing him, that's totally true. And I guess if we split the timeline, then they could go ahead in a new direction if they really wanted to, so it could be that. Yeah, time travel stuff is confusing. Oh, well, Sean Riles dropped us $5 super, said, "We killed him. That is the end of the loop. We have yet to see the beginning." Yeah, when time travel, yeah, you can't think linearly. Yeah. But I then wonder how that's going to go. Like, I'm thinking of paradoxes and shit. I suppose. Well, I suppose, yeah, we'll get to see the start of that loop. Oh, that's interesting. Blizzard are hiring a new lore historian. Interesting. Yeah. So, anyway. All this time stuff, though. Like, the Infinites are clearly working with the Primal Elementalists. Now, what is the stated goal of the Infinite Dragonflight? It's probably something that I should know, but I just wonder, have they actually just dropped down a good mission statement anywhere? Their goal is seemingly to destroy the one true time way and to bring about the Hour of Twilight. So that'd be the old god stuff. Their reasons are not entirely clear, but it's hinted at. Oh yeah, it's hinted that it's to stop an even worse fate. You want some Zoval? So let's take a look. This hint's probably just the Morzond quote. Let's see. The End Time, I once called this place. I had not yet seen by then. I did not know. You hope to what? Stop me here? Change the fate I've worked so tirelessly to weave? You crawl, unwitting like a blind writhing worm, towards endless madness and despair. I have witnessed the true end time. This is a blessing you simply cannot comprehend. So, we've got here's the deal. What if the thing that Zoval talks about in the, in his death cinematic is actually the same thing that Morzond is talking about here? It's just that Blizzard did a shit job of telling the story. Right? Because Zoval was not a satisfying character, whereas at least here we kind of knew. We knew about Morzond, we knew about Nozdormu, right? So, perhaps this is that same very big threat. And maybe that's also the same threat that Medivh talks about in his very last dialogue to the players in the Legion expansion. So a lot of people kind of forget about that.